Everyone who denies the Sunnah or talks bad about it wants to dismantle and destroy the religion. But what is the religion? The religion is Islam. What is Islam? It is, as defined in the hadith of Jibreel, to believe in the oneness of Allah and the Prophet's message, alayhi salatu wassalam, and to establish salat, and to give zakat, and to fast Ramadan, and to perform Hajj. So can there be Islam, these 5 pillars, without Sunnah? Can there be Islam only with the Quran? The answer is found in a beautiful statement one of the scholars of our early times said. His name is Ibn Hazm al-Andalusi. He says, and we shall ask those with this corrupt thinking, in which Quran do you find that we have to pray Dhuhr 4 rak'ahs, Maghrib 3 rak'ahs, Fajr 2 rak'ahs? Okay, let's abandon the Sunnah. The pillars of Islam is to establish Salah. Yallah, Bismillah, let's establish Salat. How many Salat? In the Quran? 5. Okay. Fajr, how many rak'ahs? What do you mean by rak'ah? I don't know. How many sajda? 2 sajdas in each rak'ah. Why 4, 3, 2? This is the Sunnah. Ibn Hazm says, where does it say that ruku' has to be like this, putting your hands on your knees? Sujood has to be like this, on 7 limbs. Where does it say that when standing up, you have to recite the Fatiha and a surah? When you conclude, you have to sit for tashahhud and tahiyyat, and then end your salat with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ibn Hazm says, where does it say in the Quran, a person who fasts must avoid the following things that nullify his fasting? In the Quran, eating, drinking, intercourse. But what about the other things? Where does it say in the Quran you have to pay zakat? Many places it says you have to pay zakat. How much? What do you mean how much? How much zakat should I pay? Well, why? Because in zakat, in the Sunnah, we know that we can pay on our cash money 2.5%. On our crops, 5% or 10%, depending on the form of irrigation. So zakat can be 2.5, 5%, 10%. What about livestock? What about livestock? Ya akhi, you're Qur'ani, speak, come on. What's wrong with you? Why are you tripping? What about livestock? I said, good livestock. I like my steak medium rare. No, not that. What about the zakat on sheep? I don't know. The Sunnah says 40 sheep, your zakat is 1. Interesting. What about the cows? Oh, 30 cows or 40 cows? Each has a different category. What about camels? Well, if you have 5 camels, you have to give one sheep. No, camels. Yeah, 5 camels, you get 1 sheep. Where am I going to get the sheep from? I have only 5 camels. This is what you have to do. Study your religion, your Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And then let's go for the 4th pillar of, we spoke about Salat, fasting, Zakat. What about Hajj? What about Hajj? How do I know when to stand in Arafah? From what time to what time? And when to go to Muzdalifah? And then when to pray combined prayers between Dhuhr and Asr, shortened, and Maghrib and Isha, shortened of Isha only. And then how to throw the pebbles, Jamratul Sughra, wal Wusta, wal Kubra, which day, how many pebbles? Why would I throw them? It's not even mentioned in the Quran. Why do they have these things? And then we have to understand how to wear the ihram. In the Quran, it does nothing to do with the ihram. What are the restrictions of ihram? I have no idea. Come on, go and read the Quran. You cannot have any Islam without the Sunnah. Then if you cascade down to what to eat and what not to eat, The slaughters, what animals can I slaughter? How to slaughter it? What about the haram meats? What about the sacrifice in Hajj? What about the prescribed punishments? When to chop the hand, right hand or left hand? When to flog? When to execute? When to stone? Nothing. And then we come to marriage, how to get married, how to get divorced, how to have custody of the children, how to prohibit suckling when there is suckling between the children, the transactions, the books of fiqh, riba rulings, all of this. Those who say that we believe in the Quran would dismantle the books of fiqh and throw them in the garbage. They don't have a religion. They don't have anything related.